Recall training. So I've had a lot of clients book lately for recall training because their dogs don't come when they call. And I thought I would make a little video with some tips on how you can train your dog to come when you call it, and a few of the reasons why they don't. So, have you ever noticed you get this puppy and you bring it home and it follows you everywhere? It's like your little shadow, and it's wonderful because every time you make a sound or, look a little distance away, that loving puppy just comes running. And the reason that is because when dogs are younger, they still have a need or feel that they need guidance from their you know authority figure, whether that be their mom or their handler, that kind of thing. But then as they get older, just like kids, they get curious and they want to see the world around them and experience things and smell things and chase things. So it's just a natural part of their, growing up. The problem is that many of us people, we don't work on building the foundation for the recall when it's still easy to do that. We wait until we have a problem and then we start trying to fix the problem that we created. So when I get a puppy and I bring this brand new puppy home, whether it's, 8, 10, 12 weeks, whatever age I get them, I don't call them to come to me if I want them to come to me. I very seldomly use the word come. I wait until I see the dog is already committed and on its way over to me. And right before it gets to me, I say, come, and I reward when they come. If I want to get them to come to me, rather than using the word come, I'll like pat the ground or make myself really excited. And again, once they're just about to me, I say come, and then I will reward with either a verbal, marker, yes, and then I feed, or good dog, and feed, good come. Anyways, the reason that I do this is because I'm wanting to program the dog's brain right away without making that mistake that every time I say the word come, they come. Every single time I've said it, they come. So then when they get in that age where they get more curious, the foundation is already there, that when I use that word, it's just natural for them to come to me. Another thing that we make the mistake of is we use that word far too often and we don't follow through with getting them to actually come. So we're taking Rover for a walk in a field, and we're letting Rover run around and he's quite far away. And then we say, Rover, come. And the dog looks up and, comes back a certain, safety distance from us. And we think that's good enough. So we're like, carry on, or good boy, or whatever, without the dog actually coming all the way to us. So again, we're training the dog that word come, we're not really serious about it, right? The other thing is when I'm doing my recall training, I make my reward quite a bit higher than some of my other cues, like sit or lay down, because come is such an important cue. It can save you from so many bad situations. If you have a dog off leash and another dog is coming, if they have a very solid recall, you can call them back. Or if a car is coming or something like that, a strong recall is very important. The other thing is we use the word so much when they're little that we desensitize them to it. Or even when they get older, we get a new dog or whatever. We get this dog and they're outside and they're playing in the backyard and we're like, Rover, come. And Rover ignores us. So we're like, Rover, come. Rover still ignores us, might look at us a little bit, and then we're like, Rover, get over here, come. And then the dog finally comes and you bring them in, and then you're like, bad boy, because you're, upset that the dog didn't listen to you the first 2 or 3 times. And really all you're teaching the dog when you do that is they don't have to listen to you when you say come. And when they finally do listen, they're going to be reprimanded for it instead of rewarded. So you want to make sure that if you're ever in a position before your dog's training is done that you want to call them, that if you do call them and they don't come, you must be prepared to go and get them and bring them back to you. Because every single time that you ask your dog to come and they don't, then you are reinforcing that they don't have to come when you call them, right? Or you're reinforcing that you need to say the cue 2 or 3 times before you follow through. So the big takeaway from this video is, if you want to train your dog to come, set up, some healthy boundaries. Make sure that the dog is already committed to coming to you before you give that cue, so that you can start programming the brain that that's what this command means. Make sure you only say the command once and follow through. So if you have a dog that's actually running away all the time and not coming back, then you need to take some of that freedom away from your dog and start letting them out on a long line. So then that way, if you say come and you're not prepared to go get them, you can use that long line to bring them back to you. So then you've still followed through, right? And the more you say come and you don't have to use that long line for help and the dog comes running back, then you can reward them. And once they're doing about 80 to 90% of the time on the long line, coming back when you call, then you can start doing small sessions of recall training with no long line. So I hope this video helps you, and I'll be making quite a few more of them in the next little while, just because I've been really asked to do them. So yeah, if you like the tips that you learned today, remember to like the post and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Bye.